welcome to the Activity Call Live. And now, our host, Andy Albright.
Are we live for real? Are we almost live? Yes, you're live. That camera's not going. Woohoo! Hey, y'all! Hey. What's up? Are we live? Are we like broad scheming, like millions of people watching? Y'all, we're gonna need some energy somehow. I know how. Let's encourage Mr. Gooch. Y'all stand up. This is Mr. Gooch. Come on down. Come on, yay! Good to see you, bro. Right over there. I don't know. If you got to run, okay. Seriously, just wave out. Before I tell you that, so I'm going to talk to y'all about. Okay, my name's Andy Albright. We have a few minutes here to talk about how you can improve your situation. Now, we are part of the Alliance. We have a nationwide marketing company. Okay, so we deal in insurance, health, life, investments, all kinds of stuff like that. Over there. What we really think about is how to have fun, how to make money, and how to make a difference in people's lives. Happens to be with this stuff over here. So if you had a choice between having fun and making money or being happy and being rich, what would you go with? I'll just give you a minute to think about what would you go with. If you had absolute be happiest and be richest, what would you pick? What would you pick? All right, we're going to go with happy first. So if you say, I would pick happy way over getting rich, raise your hand. I'm happy. I got one here. Okay, I'm going to officially say I would be with you. 100% happy than rich. That's way, way, way more important to me. Okay, you only have two options, and we're on the second one. So who would rather be rich over happy? Okay, now, for those of you that did not raise your hand, we have a failure to communicate. But would you like to tell me why you didn't pick one of the two? If you had to pick one or two and you didn't pick one of the two. Does anybody want to voice out like, here's why I didn't pick one of the two? Because nothing. Is there anybody didn't pick one of the two? Yes, ma'am. Why did you not pick one of the two?
I don't know. It just didn't feel right.
You didn't know. It's just you just couldn't. What is your name? Stacy, who do you work for us? Are you hired by us? Come here, Stacy. I got to talk to you. This is an interesting person. Come here, Stacy. Come right here.
I didn't raise my hand for this.
You didn't raise your hand. Stacy, Mark invited you out.
Yes.
And where are you from, Stacy?
Wilmington.
Wilmington. That's a beautiful place. What part of Wilmington do you live in?
I live near Masonboro Sound.
Okay.
Masonboro.
Can you see the sound from where you live, your house?
I just walk across the street.
Right across the street, and there's a beautiful sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So you were just like, I just can't decide.
Yeah.
I just don't. Okay. All right. So talk to me about that. You just couldn't decide between happy and get rich.
I don't know. I don't know. I've gone through many struggles, I guess, in my life, and I grew up, I guess, pretty much, I could say poor. I grew up poor. But the struggles, that I think that I faced, but have overcome, when you finally find like true peace and happiness, it's golden, and I think it's kind of maybe, but I also see the value of having money to be able to have freedom and to be able to like help and bless others when they are in those.
You need to make a difference. We ain't got there yet.
Okay.
Hey, Jess, Tia, somebody grab me a pen. I need to write something down while I'm thinking. I can't remember everything while I'm talking. Hey, all right, so here's the deal. You only had two choices.
I know.
So you got to pick one. Now, is anybody else didn't pick one? James, I ain't getting you up here. So, oh, you got me a pen. He's like, I got a pen. All right. So, okay. So here's the deal. Did you see how I said I'm the happy side?
Yeah.
Okay, let's just go with happy
Yeah.
first. Can we just go with that?
Yeah.
So have we had a do-over? You ready?
Yeah.
Who wants to be happy over rich? All right. Now, does anybody else, have I switched you around? Has anybody flipped to the happy? You're already happy. But if you had a choice and you was neither, would you pick rich or happy?
Okay, I would pick rich because I know how to achieve happiness.
You know how to achieve happiness. But what if you wasn't going to be happy because you knew that you was picking rich over happy? Like, for example, your mother's going to die, you're going to lose your left eye, and your face going to do this, and all that's going to happen. I know you'd still be happy, and then your best friend would die, and you find out that the religion you picked was not right.
My parents were going to die if I chose happiness over or riches.
And then you found out the religion you was going to pick was wrong.
No, my religion's right. I know it is.
But what if...
It's not.
I had trouble with her yesterday, a Wednesday. Okay, so anybody flip? I'm strong, happy first. I got another flipper?
I'll say happy.
You said happy? You got to pick happiness. You got to pick happiness. Now, happiness is established. What's next? You damn right. You follow what I'm saying? That's why I picked rich second. See how I picked them? See, you should have known. They said, no, you suck up just saying be happy first. Now, is it Keith? Sean. So he just picked it. So that's who I'm waiting to. Now, are you Keith? Anthony. So that's right. Hey, I first had 2 Brandons in a row yesterday, and I got 2 Anthonys right in a row. That is crazy. Life. All right. So happy, then make money. Okay. So that's a rule. Okay. So from now on, you still get to pick. If I'm in a room, you can pick. Avian, did you pick rich?
I picked rich because I thought you'd come up with happy as a second choice.
You thought I would come up with happy as a second choice. No. We happy first. Happy, have fun, make money, make a difference. Now, all right. But if you still want to be rich over happy, I don't care. That's just not me. I want to be happy first. Now, being rich was number 2. Now, see, here's what people don't understand. If being rich was number 7 or 8 or 9 or 14, that's a whole different game. Like, for example, you're happy, but you haven't watched this television series yet. You're already happy, but you haven't watched this television series. So you watch this television series. That's where I'm going like, I don't know what you're thinking right there, because I thought rich is number 2. Because you already got happy while you watch television series. Well, my friend told me it was really good. Oh, okay, cool. Mm-hmm. So, not me. That makes sense? Like, I'm going to shock some of y'all. When I got the first opportunity, a man looked me in the eye and said, you don't need a master's degree to get rich. You just need to follow me, listen to what I do. Do what we do, build your network, you'll be stupid rich. You can quit getting your master's degree. I said, I quit getting my master's degree, and I quit watching NC State games. I quit watching NC State basketball games. Didn't go to a game, James, in 4 years. Didn't watch it on television. Didn't watch the score. One time, James, I was looking at a magazine up in the, my suite. My tickets now are just stupid. And I was looking, and I don't know if you ever had a feeling like I'm against if y'all Alzheimer's or dementia. I just don't want. I want to remember all the fun stuff, right? So if my mind, I've had a couple of incidents where I've just lost it. This was one of them. I opened it up, and I was looking at the timeline of NC State, what had happened, and it was like a 4-year window. And I was like, I started breathing because I couldn't remember anybody. Like it's like it didn't exist. And I was just like grabbing, and then I was like, that's when I was building my business, when I was getting rich. Does that make sense? I was happy as hell without NC State, which seems bizarre at this point in my life. But I was so happy without them, but I wanted to, does that make sense, Spencer? Now, it was such a priority, I lost stuff along the way. I have young people all the time. How do you deal with losing friends? I go like, I don't know what you mean. I lost a friend. I had a great friend. Explain it to me. I just feel like, bro, no feeling. Trying to get rich. Does that make sense? I know, it could be wrong. You could even say you were unhealthy during that time. Hey, you get cancer, get radiation or whatever, chemo. Get you some holistic stuff up in there. Bunch of salt or whatever you take. Anti-water anticipatory or whatever you do. Get well. Does that make sense? Have fun, make rich. Spencer, I don't know. I'm talking to my son. Brandon, does that make sense? It's just not that big a priority in my life. I get that. When some of you say that, I get it. I go, I knew it. I knew it. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So they go, Andy, your priority systems are different. I go, that would be precisely correct. You nailed it. Does that make sense? My God's number one. Really? My God's number one without me. Does that make sense? I don't make him number one. He's number one. Jesus is the center of my life. Cool. Fantastic. How about you, Albert? Doesn't do anything for him. Like, not get rich. I'd like to have more money to help expand his kingdom. Are you sure that's what he wants? Because I don't know if you know him as good as I know him. You see the logic behind that? You say, well, that's just skewed logic. I go, it's mine. What's yours? Is this helping at all?
Yes.
Are you on track?
I'm on track.
You're going to need to hold this thing like that, right, when they talk like a singer.
Okay.
Because I don't care. It's those people. All right. Y'all checking on this? So, all right. So here is a get rich. Okay, I get it. Don't hit me with, this makes me happy, and happy is number one. Oh, it is a great series, great television series. I agree. I see how that makes you happy. Remember, they were watching television series and trying to get rich because they want to get happy, because that's a big deal in their life. All right? Or, my uncle died and I got to go. Okay, I get it. Family's important to me. I get it. Me, happy, then rich. Happiness. But you say, but this makes me happy. Well, if that's what you're happy, then I get it. But if it ain't something that's making you happy, Jessica, does it make sense? How many times you wish you'd had this logic in your life instead of done some stupid stuff, right? Yeah, me too. Sometimes my logic don't prevail. Sometimes my feelings prevail. Like I told this man one time, I said, I know what I was feeling. I just don't know what I was thinking. That should be a country song. Good. Okay. I hope it's popular. All right. So here's another. So here is it Stacy?
Yes.
All right. The mic right there.
Yes.
Okay. All right. That's your name, Stacy. What's the last name?
Wells.
And what do you do for a living?
I taught school for 16 years, so school teacher in West Virginia before moving. Yeah. Kindergarten.
What do you do now?
Right now, I'm licensed to do insurance, and here with the Alliance. So. EY. Mm-hmm.
What's the last name?
Wells. Yes.
All right. And kids or dogs or cats or anything like that?
Yes, I have 2 teenage boys. One is 18, just graduated from high school, and I have him on the Excel course. And then I have one that's turning 17 this month. So 17 and 18 boys. I have 2 dogs. They're amazing.
What kind of dogs?
I have a Yorkie Poo and a Labradoodle.
Yorkie Poo and Labradoodle. Send me one of my magic people in here to fix this for me. One of my smart people, please. Spouse?
Yes.
Tell me about him.
His name is Sean. He is a supervisor for the post office in Rocky Point.
Supervisor for the post office. Federal worker?
Yes.
You think he understands his retirement real good?
Yeah, he feels, he feels thankful, I guess, to have a job and benefits. We grew up in rural West Virginia. We really have never been exposed to anything outside of working,
What's the 18-year-old's name?
His name is Jacob, Jakeb. I know.
J-A-K?
E-B, yeah, we call him Jake.
Okay, and the 17-year-old?
Is Sam.
Okay, the way this works, Sam can go ahead and start recruiting people, okay? We can't pay him and he can't get licensed, but we can mark his spot. We'll put him in that slot, okay? And then anybody he recruits will be his once he turns 18. Does that make sense? We could even hold money that these people make and just hold it over there in a bank account. And if he never gets his license, we could give it to the 18-year-old, but if he ever gets his license, we give him the money. This could be school teachers, parents, buddies that are 18, buddies that are turning 18. You with me?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Anybody know that? Everybody know that? You know that now, right? Nobody else in the country can do anything like that. There's no marketing organization consider something like that. And the reason I would stack them is because you help him, you help him. Does that make sense? And he helps him, he helps himself. Versus if you did this, now you got them competing against each other and their brother. Now, one of your best friends, you want them to compete with your 18-year-old, especially if they're, 26. You'll go, hey, 18-year-olds whooping your butt. But you don't want to do that with your children. You know what I mean? You love them all. You try to get them equal, even though we know we like one of them better than the other one. But you don't want them to know it. You're my favorite, just so you know, in case you was wondering. Okay, so here's what I'm telling you. I pick happiness. I picked getting rich. I picked telling her that as opposed to what I got written down. It was a decision that I made. All right, so when you came in the door, when you was coming in, I was talking to my son, and I had to tell him something and tell you something. I had to write that down. There's a time when I got to do that, okay? So all I'm telling y'all is, not all I'm telling you, what I'm telling you is your thinking is really, 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 really the hardest part, okay? If your thinking is jacked up, okay, then what will happen is what oozes out of it is jacked up. So if the thinking is correct and sharp, then the action you take that correlates with the proper thinking, you get this craziest action. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Now, if I was better thinking, I would be happier, I would be richer, I would be more fulfilled, all those things, right? Yeah. So the thinking. So then what helps you with your thinking? Now, what I'm not impressed with is people who know everything, okay? Mm-hmm. One of the things, like, I am so thrilled that Jessie knows her religion is correct, whereas I'm a hoper. Does that make sense? I hope mine is correct. And you go like, well, that's going to get you to hell. Like, I'd like to know what religion you have that says that people that hope for things that hope for, seems like that's in a couple of good books, that I'm going to hell because I hope and I'm not a 100% believer. Because I got a couple guys that are close. Like, my parameters, they fall right outside of it and they're going straight to hell. I'm just telling you. But I like them so much that I hope I'm wrong. I think I hope I'm wrong, Bo. I swear, I hope you get in the window. Because I'm just telling you, from what I've heard, it's going to be a good time. So, you know what I'm saying? So I'm hoping I'm wrong. I'm just, and people go, well, you could know that they're in. Now, you just took knowing to another new level. Yeah. Not only do you know you're right, you know they're right too, and you can figure it out. You have cracks in the window. Is it like a screen door and some can come in and can't? Or is it like a window? Does it open like this or does it open like this? I don't know. It seems like you know too much. But what I think is, here's what I know. If you produce this, my guess is the thinking was good enough to produce that. But if you're producing, let's do it like this. This might make more sense. If you're producing something that looks like this, your thinking might not be as good. For example, if you meant to produce this, but you produce this. Does that make sense? Do y'all get mine out? You get what it's not Quincy or JC or Casey. What was your name again on the end? Yeah. Archie. I know it's something along those lines. So you see what I'm saying, Archie, is that's how I judge this. Because this, I have a hard time judging the heart. But this, I can easily go like, dude, that's a pile of poop right there. I'm just telling you what. What you have done is a pile of poop. So I'm guessing that it was jacked up. Not that your heart's bad, but I just couldn't see what's inside. But this is evidence approved, evidence. This is, what do you say it? How's the Bible say it? This is evidence proved, whatever. Something like that. This is proof that what the results tell me what it come from. Is this making sense? Mm-hmm. You think a lot like this, don't you? Or you try to?
Yeah.
Where'd you get that from? What world? A philosophical? Were you in Amway or World Ventures or a crazy church?
I don't know. Hard school life lessons, I guess.
Hard school life.
And I really like that book.
You do a lot of self-retrospect.
I like this book right here.
That's a great book.
I read it, and it just clicked on a lot of levels. So
Good,
thank you.
Glad. Okay, so here's what I wanted to say to Gooch. What's your first name, Gooch? Billy. All right. It's a thing called BAM. BAM. Huh? No, that's not it. Bam Fam. Bam Fam. Okay, this is a get rich strategy. It's not a get rich quick, but it's a get rich strategy. It's called Bam Fam. So this is a Bam Fam. So I told my son, I was like, dude, this guy out there, dude, super sharp, man. I'll tell you, we got to talk to this guy. Both his kids, he got 2 kids. Both of them went to NC State. Boom. Yeah, that's good parenting right there. He went to NC State. That's good thinking. Okay? So, and do you have your insurance license?
The last 15 years.
He's got his insurance license. And he don't, oh, you sold a company too. Yep. He sold a company. So I remember it. Well, it took me, I had to get oriented. I had to get oriented. Sold a company. Means, unless he's still got some money, right? He ain't broke, right? You sold it just recently, right? 60 days. He's not had time to blow it yet. 60 days ago. All right, so, and I know him through Angela Hofek. We had to kind of pull that back. But what happens is, so Angela, he's here. So Spencer, trained by me, goes, is he coming to meet me in Raleigh tomorrow? And I was like, well, you've made me proud of these meetings. My chest went up, my boys. Bam Fam. Book a meeting from a meeting. See, trust is built. Trust is built over time. It works like this. When a person does something they say they're going to do, and they do it, they say they're going to do it, and they do it, then they say they're going to do it, and they do it, and they say they're going to do it, and they do it, and say they're going to do it, and they do it. So the idea is to compress trust. The quicker you get a person to do what they said they're going to do, and the quicker you do what you said you're going to do, so you got to have opportunities for trust. So if we can book a meeting for a meeting, so we got you here, and you're like, you said it was going to be crazy. You said it, and we'll do everything we said we're going to do, and then we book another meeting and we do it again, then your trust builds faster. Trust builds speed, because if people trust you, they'll do what you said. Like if I said, duck, and I was like, duck, and you ducked immediately, some people will be like, what? But if they're already on a trust, they go like that right there. So in the Army, you build trust so that when you give signals, people don't argue, because you trust. So in business, when you get people operating on a signal and they move, then you move quicker. And if you move quicker and more uniform, you don't have openings where somebody can kill you and come in and get you. So it's all a strategy to get wealthy. Does that make sense? So come up here, Spencer, and tell us the details. Say it with me, Stacey. Come up here beside her. She's in your downline. And you got the details you're going to read?
Yes.
All right. Come more closer over this way.
So tomorrow in Raleigh, the address and details are, oh shoot, that's for today. Brandon, do you have the details for tomorrow?
Here we go. Jessica.
Hampton Inn and Suites, Crabtree, Raleigh. Terry Edwards will be there. Adam Katz, Brandon Manley, myself, and Gina.
Gina Hawk's going to be there?
Gina Hawk.
Terry Edwards going to be there?
Yep.
Where is it again, Jessica? Hampton Inn, Raleigh, Crabtree. The best place you can go, to me, would be the ARC, and then click on Connections, and then go down to The Alliance. The Alliance what?
Events.
Like that?
Yep.
It's not adventures or anything like
it's
that?
Events.
That's it. The Alliance Events. You sure?
I am 100% sure.
100. God, I love 100%.
I've only said
sure. TheAllianceEvents.com. That Raleigh meet, what time is it going to kick off?
10 a.m.? Yep. 10 till 3.
10 till 3. Now, if you can't come at 10, 11's cool. 12, really any time between 10 and 3. We prefer you get there at 9:30. Now, get there at 9:30, you be on your text, and you're making phone calls, and you're looking around to see if anybody else is there. And if somebody comes in, they're not important, they're not growing like crazy, you be like, what's up? And you keep on talking on your phone. Does that make sense? Don't waste your time. But if they come in, they're important, kicking butt, taking names, and you like them, then you start talking to them, and you get some association in there. But don't waste your time. Don't just go in there at 9:30 and just talk to any dumb you feel. Maybe talk to them 2 minutes. You're like, oh, this is a waste of time. And then you move on. You understand what I'm saying? Now, what people don't understand is, like, I really try intentional to operate that way. Now, Spencer will tell you a lot of times I get there at 10:05 because it is true that I do. But my goal is to get there like 30 minutes early and then be working while I'm there in case, and I can see who else is there. Does that make sense? Okay. Any chance you can make part of that tomorrow for training? Yes. You won't be able to make none of that. Huh? You heading to Columbia, South Carolina? Shoot, when you come back? Sunday. And what's your next? He lives in Raleigh.
Yes, I do.
So let's book a meeting. Let's see how we're going to get with him. When y'all getting together over at Brandon's house?
Yeah, another hot spot here.
No.
Oh,
No. When are you getting with him in Raleigh? At like Brandon's house? When do y'all get together with Hill and all those boys?
Myself, when do I go over there?
Yeah.
I usually am always there on Tuesdays. That's like a solid day.
What are you doing Tuesday? Can you work a little bit over at Brandon's house with Spencer? Yeah. What time would be good?
I mean, I'm there.
We got a big ass window. It's like
Yeah.
how many people I hope get to heaven. I hope it's a big ass window. You know what I'm saying? All right, y'all connect. I'll get you on phones. Y'all get together. And there's Brandon right here. Brandon. Wave, Brandon. Good people. All right. Come here. You have an opportunity. I thought you stole one of my shoes. Opportunity to speak to the nation and my friends here, including Jesse and Archie.
Well, I'm very excited. We got pretty excited last night about Breakthrough, so we had an opportunity meeting here at headquarters. I showed, the opportunity. Brandon and Manley and Alex Abian spoke. We talked about what's been going on lately, family reunion, all the meetings that we have going across the country on theallianceevents.com. And then today, Mark Kent, he set up our agency manager university here. So that's been a blast. And we're going to start trying to host monthly meetings here at headquarters. So everybody that's watching, this is a great place. And as Mark has said many times, it's a great opportunity to show people like that this is real. Because a lot of people see the opportunity at a Starbucks or in a hotel meeting room. And, it's kind of hard to grasp what's going on. But when you come here to the headquarters, see the studio, the basketball court, the staff that are working hard to help us out, it's definitely cool. So we're going to start doing monthly meetings here at HQ. And Breakthrough, I know, is sold out. So I would say get your ticket to Breakthrough, but definitely check out the Alliance events because there's a lot of stuff.
Here's what I would say. Start a waiting list for Breakthrough. It is? So it's still on the website. So we need to take everybody off the waiting list that already has a ticket. We're working on that. Y'all are so good. Hey, so go to get signed up on a waiting list. Also, you're probably not going to get in, but you need to have it on there because your upline and other people bought a $499 ticket because they want to make sure their person got in. So there's probably a ticket, not probably, I know there's tickets that are not assigned. So you need to find somebody that's got one that's not assigned and buy that ticket and get there. I'm just telling you, that's the thing to do. And
I encouraged last night, I said, it's closed right now, but there are people out there that don't have assigned tickets, so ask around because we need to make sure if there's a ticket, somebody's, there because it's going to be, you're going to have a breakthrough if you're there.
It's going to be crazy. So, all right, that was a good thing to say. Breakthrough.
Thank you.
And you've been listening sometime, haven't you?
I've absorbed a little bit in 25 years.
Good job. He's been over 25 years. Give him a hand. Spencer Albright, yeah! I'm excited about you.
Thank you.
You going to do this thing?
Yeah.
You're going to pay just as much. I know you won't pay as much attention. You try to pay just as much attention back there Okay. Alex Abian, come here. This is my friend Alex Abian for 30-some years, baby. Woo-hoo! What's up, bro?
Hey, man.
I want to tell you a couple things.
Teach me.
I'm going to teach you, brother.
All right, man.
All right. First of all, I'm proud of what you've been doing. Okay?
Thank you.
Let me tell you all this. This guy is a winner. And tell Gooch and tell Sean and Anthony, like how we go back and, we used to hit them red cummerbund, stuff like that.
So I met Andy in 1993 when we got into the Amway business together. And so we rose to the level of what they call Ruby Direct Distributor. And
Let me tell you all this first. He also got a degree in economics. And then he got a master's degree
in economics.
In the Air Force.
Air Force Academy.
I remember that because I remember the hair, so I go Hair Force because he's got the Hair Force. So he got a master's degree, big time career, all kind of stuff like that. Like very sophisticated, not like I ain't got nothing to do. I think I'll get into network marketing. No, nothing like that. I get in network. No, it's like I'm doing really, really good. How come those people have 6 houses and helicopters and jets? Like, why are they doing that and I'm over here? So that was how many years ago did you decide to do that?
Oh, man, that was 91.
Yeah. So, okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead with your red buns.
So Andy, I've always been impressed with Andy. He just... very impressive, charismatic, but I knew that he was going somewhere. And, we're both in the Amway business, but there's just something about he and Jane that Ginny and I really loved. And so when he calls me and he says, hey, Bo, I think we've got something we can make money with, it's like, hark, Andy Albright thinks he can make money in something that's better than the Amway business. I better listen, right? Because I've always respected him like crazy. And I said, what are we doing? The assumptive close, right? He closed me right away. And he said, insurance. And I go, rock on, man. And then he asked me the key question, who else do you know?
He didn't rock on like disappear. It was like, I'm in.
Yeah, I'm in. And then he asked me, who else do you know? And I brought to Raleigh, North Carolina. So it's funny, you're talking about the Raleigh boot camp. Our first function was Raleigh, and I brought 7 people with me in a van. We drove all night, 10 hours back then when there were no highways that there are now. And we sat in the first row, man. We were all in the front row. Andy was in the front row on the other side. I just kept looking over at him, and he was going, he'd look over at me, and I was looking at him going, we were just fired up. We didn't know exactly what we were doing. We just knew we were following him. And we went back to Dayton, Ohio, that first week in January 2000. We all started selling. We got leads. We started selling. We started getting paid, and it kept going. By the end of February, I was making like $2,000 a week. Part-time.
What year was this?
Full-time. This is 2000. So I got my license
Amway was
in
91. We got in
Amway.
Amway in 91. We got insurance in 2000. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So this was a great education.
Right.
We took the education, we got the thinking in Amway,
Yep.
and then we executed with the Alliance. Does that make sense? Now, let's be clear. My man's got a master's degree in accounting. I got an engineering degree. I was like 2 classes away from a master's degree in business. I had 400 employees on my job. I had warping, winding, opening, blending, spinning. I had a massive company job. He had massive background. So we didn't walk into insurance. You know what I mean? We walked in like somebody get ready to die.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like, we ain't here to play games. We're here to get rich. We was already happy as hell and broke.
Yep.
Oh, to be clear, we had money. Me and him both had 6 figures in the bank. We considered ourselves broke because we saw other people on television and at Amway meetings, and we were like, that's what we want. True that?
True that.
So 2000, bam, he drives down. So we're not children. We're in our late 30s. Like, we're getting on up there
Yeah.
when we saw this business. Okay? All right, keep going.
And then we just blew up. We did 100,000 submitted premium in our second month. And we didn't even know that was good. No one told us. No one said, whoa, you guys are awesome. We didn't listen to it, and we didn't realize that was good. We thought, oh, well, this is how it should work. And, I made six figures my first year. I quit my job at the end of March 2000. I made six figures my first year, doubled 5 years in a row. And honestly, dude, this last 6 months has been nuts. I mean, I'm more excited now than I was when I got in, and our team is just exploding the same way it was exploding back then. So
So excited. Makes no sense.
me too.
Makes no sense. So 2,000 a week within how many months?
For 8 weeks.
In 8 weeks, he's making 2,000 a month, and this is in 2,000 people. It's
Yeah.
not 2023 when 2,000 is worth like $16 or something like that, or you know what I'm saying? Like everything's quadrupled in cost. 2,000 a week was real money. It'd be like Terry Edwards' first month making 8,000 here. Now we're starting to make sense. Does that make sense? That's not true. He'd have to be making 20,000 or 30,000. But does that make sense? Like, or within 2 months? Okay. So here's what I did this for one of my friends. I text this guy on the way. No, don't text and drive. That's bad. Text him on the way. This is a guy that I think I'm pretty sure, my mathematical calculations, he's a billionaire. But he's like, don't say that. I was like, I think you might be multiple. And he's like, yeah, but he's, I am pretty sure he's a billionaire. I said, hey, bro, I miss you. I look forward to seeing you next week. ... I like my ... We're having some incredible explosions in momentum. Working hard with Tom Dempsey. Excited for real ... It's never-ending battle, brother, and I'm in the war with you. So that's my boy Brian Adams right there.
Yeah.
Okay? He said, I love you more than you know. Exclamation, exclamation. Can't wait to see you too. Next week's going to be awesome. So I sent him a little video. So this is my buddy who convinced me there was something bigger than what I was doing, which I just couldn't believe it. But it took him 5 years to get me to understand. And now I'm part of this with this group called Integrity and Steve Young and Silver Lake Investors. Okay. So here I am, excited about Michael and Mark and Anthony and Billy and saying, look, guys, my job is to show you how to get wealthy. Okay. Happiness, I can coach that. And who else was this? Like, I can coach that too. But it's hard to get a sad person happy. Because if you fix one problem, they find another one. You fix that problem, they find another one. It's a lot to do with their thinking, and it's hard to change people's thinking. Okay? Now, I know how to change people's thinking. If you want to hear that, I know how to do that. Do you know how to do it?
Sometimes not.
No, I know how to do it all the time. This works every single time. If it works, this will work. Okay, but if they fight you, it's just really, I'm going to tell you in just one sentence right here. If you don't know this, if you've never read this or took a psychological study, and it costs you a lot of money to learn this, you have to love them enough and give them enough space that they have to decide to change. That is it. You have to love them enough and give them enough space that they give it. In other words, the power of love gives them a chance to change their mind or their thinking. You say, but how do you make them? You can't do that. I'm just telling you how to do it. This is it. This is a whole day course that I probably paid $20,000 for. But that's what he said. You go like, that's simple. That's simple. Now, okay, let's move on. I made a decision to do that. That might have been a wrong decision. I make wrong decisions all the time. I made like 100 decisions today already. 45 of them, something like that, been wrong. All right, you ready? All right. Leventovich, he drove down that first time he ever came down. No. Yeah.
Noel.
It just wasn't Mike.
Yeah.
I put up there Mike. But what I should have put up was Noel. So Noel was in there. That organization now does how much a month?
They're doing about 700, 800.
700 to 800,000. So if you're making 10%, 70 to 80 grand a month. If you figured out how to make 3%, you're making 21,000, 24,000 a month off that one organization. A lot of people, if they make $250,000 a year, they think they're somebody. You understand what I'm saying? Overrides. Then he hired this guy. This guy was in the car.
Yes.
Connors.
Yep.
Now he had some other people in the car that no-go.
Right.
Right? But that's pretty good odds. You only had what? How many of you was in the car?
7.
7 were in the car. he was paying for the gas anyway. So these guys have built, this guy right here, tell them about this dude. He's got like, how many children he got?
He's got 11.
11 kids. And Susie had them all. True
Yep.
that?
Yep.
No adoptions.
Right.
No previous marriages. None of them married. No brought the team together. 11. I had Philip Rivers. His wife had number 10 in her belly on the way up. I brought him up to Raleigh. I was like, Catholic. My other friend, Catholic, got 11. She said, well, I lost 3. I said, well, they lost 2. She's like, oh. She said, my husband played professional football. I said, oh, well, cool. So, you with me on this? How are you going to raise 11 children and pay for that and get any time with them? How long has he been not working for anybody else except himself?
About the same time as me, 23 years.
What a life it's created. Okay, so Brian Adams, Alex Abian, you. You are the most important part to this story. True that? All right, so you. How does this affect you? I want to show you not how to get happy. That's kind of, I mean, we'll talk about that. I want to show you how to get wealthy, okay? Because I don't want to care anything about being wealthy. That's not a priority in my life. Okay. Then what is your priority? Because it's to be comfortable, make 6 figures, and just enjoy your lifestyle. This is going to be phenomenal easy. Except for, the problem is, if you're trying to get a top off of a peanut butter jar and you don't try hard, you may fail. As easy as it is. So I suggest you go into it thinking it's going to be difficult and then go all out and open it up. And then you can back off if all you want to do is be comfortable. Does that make sense? Because if you don't try hard and don't go in 100%, you might get frustrated, and I don't want you to get frustrated. So my job is to show you how to get wealthy. And you say, well, I don't want to get wealthy, I just want to be comfortable. Okay, well then act like you're trying to get wealthy until you get comfortable and then back off. Does that make sense? Like I'm just telling you, because I can't help you get comfortable if you don't try to act like, if you don't try hard at first. Does that make sense? In other words, you go in half-ass, right, or half-butt or halfway, it's just hard to do it, okay? Now, don't do this to me. You said go all in. I can't go all in, so I'm just going to wait until no. You misinterpreted. What I meant was, when you're serious about it, go all in. But let's don't lose contact. So if you can just do a little bit, because I know you're real busy, so you can't talk them out of it. That's the problem. So you just do a little bit until you can go all in. Does that make sense? We'll kind of get you prepped, right? Yeah. All right. So don't lose me because I said go all in. All right. Hey Brad, you on cue by the way. Hey, we got Down Eastern in the house. Down Eastern's in the house. Oh yeah, and we don't have a nickname for you, Michael. All right. So y'all tracking on this? Y'all following all this so far? I know my son will tell you I've been all over the place, so that was a mistake. But hopefully anybody picked up anything in this? Anybody got anything out of this? Anybody feel like you need to get your money back for what you paid to come in here? Okay, so Leventovich is Connors. Now, so he's been making a great living. Your overrides, historical overrides, renewals, and all that. What are you roughly running in overrides a month?
Probably $60,000, $70,000.
$60,000 to $70,000 a month, just getting deposited. Recently, have you had some good months because of this new width you're putting in?
Yeah, 6-figure months and.
Wait a minute, say that again.
6-figure months.
Having over 6 figures deposited in a month on overrides.
And a big chunk of that is through our width outside of Leventovich and Connors.
It's called width. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Dude.
Okay, so think about that. You sold a company whose guy's got a residual of $100,000 coming in. And because of his position in life, when he brings people in, Gooch, he makes a major margin compared to the little margins he makes here. Because he is Applebee's, because he is the Outback. And he starts a new person. In other words, he's got a massive organization. He starts another person. He makes a massive profit versus this massive organization. This is key. All my leaders, this is for my leaders. This is key. You understand the massive profitability. Alex thinking, to me, has for whatever reason changed. Okay, now he's been smart a long time, but we all get off course. John Maxwell would say you were off course.
Yeah.
You were off course, but you got back on course at a certain time. I think it was about 9 months ago.
Yeah, breakthrough last year.
This is a guy who's not broke, not unhappy. Matter of fact, he's happy. Every time he adds to that guitar collection of his, he's more happy, which is about all the time. Every time he goes see his kids, he's proud of. You got any college education debt for your children?
No.
No debt for his kids. How many of you had to get through school?
3.
3 to get through school. One in school? Any in school?
Yeah, 1 in school now.
Paying for it?
Yeah.
Paying for it. I know that don't make you happy, but it's a good start.
Yep.
Talk to you about the change in thinking, like when, why, what, and now. I mean, let's don't even do now. Let's just talk about this change.
Yeah. So it's interesting. The breakthrough conference last year was the first time I ever experienced like that because it was new to our company, and Mark Cassetta had been doing it for decades. And I was going in with an open mind. My expectation was this is going to be new, but I'm going to go in to learn something. You know, I did not go in thinking, oh, I'm like this, wearing this ring, and I'm this big. I went in like I'm a brand new person, wanting to change my thinking. And what I got from there was Mark Cassetta cut me open. He made me examine every aspect of my life. And what I realized the stuff that was holding me back. It was really crazy. It really did this psychological number on me to really understand where I really was. Where I really was not where I thought I was, number one. And then what I realized, what I really want wasn't really what I wanted. And that was a source of frustration because what I really wanted and what I was doing was not lining up until breakthrough made me realize what do I really want and how am I going to get it. And so, you know, the coin, dude, like the coin, which I have here, breakthrough helped me realize how to use this. And so my mindset totally changed. And so I implemented the skills that Mark taught us there on how to attain these goals and how to put it in our mind and put a focus in it so we can do it on a daily basis, keep it in our forefront. And then I just decided to implement it. And I don't know how many people that came out of the event continue to do what he taught us, but what's happening today is the manifestation of what happened to me in October last year at Breakthrough. I promise you. And we're just going with it. And it was a daily thing. You know, I think who said that you underestimate what you can do in the long term and overestimate what you can do in the short term. Well, when I came out of there, it was sort of like, okay, I believe I can do this, but I'm just going to have faith that I can do it. And every day when I implemented the goal cards and reading it and implementing the action, I started really believing, oh my gosh, we really can do this. But it started exploding 90 days ago. And you know what it is it's like sowing and reaping. When you sow a seed, you can't expect the harvest to come right away, right? It will come later. And so we just kept sowing the seed with an expectation that this is going to work because my thinking had changed. And now God has put the right people in place. Like we have a guy that went district manager in 1 month. But you know what? We wouldn't have found these people if I hadn't changed my thinking and been open to people coming into my business. So my thinking had to change so I could attract these people. And dude, I'm telling you, man, I walk and talk different. I don't know what it is, but after Breakthrough, all these great people started coming in. And when we did 124,000 submitted premium in our base shop last week, that's not even the 5 people I'm more excited about that just got started. Like the people I'm excited about hadn't even started yet. Is that crazy, dude?
So he's making $45,000, $65,000 a month right here. But what's happening over here at 124,000, he's going to make a 20% spread, so he's going to make another 20,000 out of the blue because of spread and width. Okay? So what's happened is he's come over here and put in 16, 17, 18, 19, 30 people and spending a fortune doing it. But he's finding one. And I'm watching these, I'm an analytical somebody, and I'm watching these numbers like, God, this is a new guy yours? New guy yours? He's got one who just started smoking, just printing money, and dadgum, he's now the guy got way smarter, making him more money. And making him more money, and he's blowing up, right?
Yeah.
Who's these two guys?
Warren Collins.
Warren
and
Collins.
Then this is Marika.
Marika.
Yeah, and he's got a second leg that's also doing the same thing.
This
she's
guy's
doing.
another one?
Yeah, he's the one that just come out of nowhere. And, you know, I always figured what I would hate is someone who could have done that comes into my organization. And because I wasn't prepared mentally or from a leadership perspective, that they would not grow in my group. And that was my fear all the time, right? And I keep thinking, after my mindset change and breakthrough, how many people came into my organization before that function that could have been doing this, but because I wasn't ready for them mentally, emotionally, from a leadership perspective, and not talking to Andy all the time, that they just left my organization and they could have flowered somewhere else. Like, I don't want to know who those people are, but now they're coming into my group now. And dude, every week we're finding sharp young people, you know, and it's, and what we're doing now too is when we first got in, dude, we were making money, but we were investing every dime we had in all the time in finding more people. We just went ballistic. I put everything back into my business. Now, yeah, I'm making a lot of money, but you know what? It's like, how much more can I spend and invest in my organization to build it up? And we've hit this tipping point. You know, what I realized is I was doing the onesie, twosie, dance with me, Susie recruiting. You know, I recruit 5, 6 a month, and it would just be enough to maintain my organization. I just said, I'm just going to put everything I have in recruiting and all the different ways that we bring people in. And then we hit this tipping point where it's just going freaking nuts, way more. And here's, do you remember what we call the audience effect? The audience effect is just blowing my business up. We've got new people seeing new people produce. And when the new people produce, the new people that are coming in are watching. So I've got, it started out with 5 people watching 2 or 3 get up on the leaderboard. And then that 5 turned into 10, seeing 10 people producing. Now we've got 20 watching. You see what I'm saying? It's the audience effect. And I didn't realize that's what we were missing in our base shop is the people watching the people be successful.
All right. Spencer, Brandon, Guterman, Width, Clay Mertez, come up here. Guys, listen. What you said to me the other day, Brandon, and I mean, I know, like, I like it when y'all think I don't listen, and then what you said to me plays over and over and over in my mind. You go, I'm thinking about backing off on, right here, on ZipRecruiter. And I said, hey, because I was trying, because you can't just, if you go, hey, that's the stupidest thing you've ever done, then they're going to do it for sure. Psychiatry. That's just the way it works. On the other hand, I said, what you might ought to consider, let me consider this. Consider, are you doing something new? Back down a little bit. Okay. If I'm you, I'm going to Hilla and Guterman, and Spencer, I'm going to Hilla and Guterman, and I'm going to you. And Gina, I'm going like, look, guys, we're getting ready to put on a bunch of width. You with me? Now, when I'm looking at these numbers, who put in 5 last week? By the way, fast track, fast track, fast track, fast track. Okay? One thing that I did not like about Amway, they would not let you run advertisements on LinkedIn, Career Builder, what's that, Edith's List or Meredith's List or something like that, Angie List or Craig's List, whoever that person is, they would not let you put nothing on their list, okay? And I would have to meet people at the grocery store, which I'm good at, or the restaurant. Did you call Ricky back yet? We're texting. That's better than nothing. So a restaurant manager, restaurant waiter, I'm good at that. But ads, baby, brrr, people coming in. I was like, that's unbelievable. Now, I got to tell you how to run an ad. Do you have an office still? Do you work out of an office? Yes. Okay, so you got an office. Now you got a place to recruit to. Okay. By the way, we are going to buy another office or a office right off of Treasure Island. So if there's any real estate investors that want to invest, I got a great investment for you. We already got it covered, but to teach you how it works, I'll let you in on it, and you can put some money down. We'll make a great return. We're going to blow it up. We're going to blow it up. We're going to fill that place up with people. With this right here, we're going to put in with. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
Do you feel it?
I feel it.
You see where I'm coming from?
Yeah, man.
Okay, so we're going to start putting in with. And we're going to start these Burlington meetings. Thank you, Mark Kent. That's a good idea right there. Good idea right there. And so I want you to get Mike involved. I want Patrick down here. You ain't got to come every month, but you got to do something during that day. And it ain't going to be the same day. We're going to do it when I can do it, when you can do it. We're going to get them scheduled, but we're going to get them, and we're going to blow this place up. Yeah. We're still going to do them. We had a meeting last night in Atlanta. Andy Riddle had it. Robbie Kraft's going to be in Atlanta 2 weeks. Somebody give me the dates. Robbie's going to be there. You can go to Alliance Adventures, the Alliance Events. Robbie Kraft's going to be in Atlanta. I'm trying to get Brandon there 2 weeks later. You saw that text. Bam Famine, baby. We're going to blow Atlanta up, man. Riddle had 8 legs in Atlanta. 8 legs. Could you imagine? He's got 8 of these legs, 8 in Atlanta. And then Robbie comes in there. If Riddle puts in a 9th leg, and then one of his other legs puts in 3. So you just keep, look, it's like WWE, or it's like MMA. A tag team. I don't do tag team in MMA, but we did tag team WWE when we did that. So what happened is, like, say I'm beating their knee to death, and then you come in, you don't start working on their shoulder. If I'm beating on their knee, you come in, put them in a figure 4 or something like that, or jump off the ropes on their leg. So it's the same thing. When you hit Atlanta, we got to hit Atlanta. And then Robbie comes in and hits Atlanta. And then Brandon comes in and hits Atlanta. We just beat it until we just get does that make sense? It's like Terry Ayers has been beating on Chesapeake, Virginia, and he had 30 people. We just got to beat on it. We need 300 people showing up in Atlanta. We got Houston, Denver, so we got these key spots. So for vice presidents and above, a WhatsApp just went up, and it's a hotspot execution. We have got to hammer. We got to bam-fam these cities, is what it's going to say. We got to bam-fam these cities, and we're going to blow them up. And we're going to tag team across the country. You tracking? So tell them about ZipRecruiter, the deal we got on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And who's leading the way, buying the most and investing the most.
Yeah, absolutely. My name is Clay Murtis. I run the President's Club here at the corporate office. And a deal that we brokered, it's been about 4 months, was with ZipRecruiter. So one of the advantages you get with President's Club and really with the Alliance is bulk services, right? We're able to buy in. Andy's going to take the hit on the contract and the expense, and he's going to give you an opportunity to buy in to an insane deal with ZipRecruiter and he's going to remove the barrier in order to be able to post ads in any city in the country. And you're going to be able to target these hotspot cities so you can get people in front of guys like Alex Abian, guys like Andy Albright. And if you get them in front of these leaders, they're going to get them. They're going to close them. And the analogy I like that Andy uses is what you're buying is those carnival games? You go to the carnival and they got the ducks, and you can buy a certain amount of tickets. And if you hit a duck that's got a 100 under it, you might get 100 tickets. But what you're doing in ZipRecruiter is you're buying a bunch of ducks in the pool, a bunch of tickets to pick up ducks. You're going to pick those ducks up, you're going to look under their butt, and you're going to see, do I got a winner or do I got a loser? If you got a loser, you put it back, okay? If you got a winner, you go, I got a winner, I got the tickets, I get a prize. The prize is a new recruit. It's a new leg. It's a new producing agent. And so how many tickets do you want, right? Do you want one ticket? You want to hope? You want to pray? Or you can quite literally buy success. You can buy your success with your investment by getting more opportunities to find a winning duck. So that's what you get when you get with ZipRecruiter. That's what you get when you post more ads, is you get the opportunity to get more ducks, get more winners, and you get to pick the damn city it's going to be in. You get to pick where it's going to be. How
Atlanta,
do you not win?
Houston, Denver, Chesapeake, Virginia, Raleigh, North Carolina. By the way, spoke to Maya. She's watching. She's Maya. That's right. I keep thinking she's on your team, Boone's team. I was talking to her. I was walking in. I wish she's on your team, but she's on Brandon's team. So you need to get somebody like Maya. All right. So Raleigh, North Carolina tomorrow, training, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Down Eastern, come on up here, Brad. Y'all give Brad a hand. Brad is a registered investment advisor. I got to talk to you about something anyway. I want to go ahead and get you up here. Hey, man. Yeah, I know. Good to see you, Billy. Take care, man. I look forward to talking to you, man. Text me. Give me some comments. Tell me what we did wrong up in here, what we did right. What wrong is more important? Somebody tells you what you did wrong, you can fix it. They tell you what to do right. All you do is your ego gets big. You think you're smart. I know that ain't true. Hey, tell them about your background, how you can help people move money, Brad.
Yeah, I've been in the financial services.
Do a little bit higher.
Financial services industry for almost 20 years. I've worked in banks, wealth divisions, insurance companies. So I know, when you're talking to clients and they have those advisors already, how to kind of poke holes in those situations. So when you're out meeting with a client, talking to them about insurance, asking questions, and you find that safe money or those other assets, Burlington Alliance has a page you can go to. You can book a calendar with myself or some other people on the team. We'll set up a Zoom, try to help you close a fixed index annuity. Don't keep anything for it. That's all you. Can't put all the money in there, so hopefully I get the rest of the money, going to help them manage that money. Been working with several people lately. Got a pretty good chance that lady's got $2 million. Probably half of that I go into fixed index annuities. That's about a $60,000 payday. So not a bad day for an advisor. I don't get any of that. That's all you. Hopefully I'm gonna be able to help with the rest of the money. So I'm doing Zooms all over the country. I'm pretty flexible. I did the other night, 7 o'clock Chicago, 8 o'clock Texas, 9 o'clock New Mexico, 10 o'clock California. So if you can get on my calendar, I'd be glad to help any way I can.
Where do you live? Where's your homes?
I got a home in Greenville, North Carolina. That's where I'm from. My daughter decided to go to Clemson, so I've got a house between Greenville, South Carolina, and Clemson, so I'm back and forth all the time.
Yeah. So I had a friend that did the same thing. His daughter just got in Auburn, so he just went down there and built a house because of the way the traffic works and the housing system works down there. Good job. Smart thinking. Okay. I call him Down Eastern because he talks like he's from Down Eastern. And he's real smart, like as far as financial planning, like bizarre smart, freaky smart, but he's real down to earth, critical that you learn how to connect people with him. Guys, I'm more excited than I have been in a long time. It's been a lot of things happen in my life, from changing financial situation to become a partner, my kids getting involved in the business. And I got a grandbaby on the way, and the wolf pack, and involved with the sports now since I've got the money that I'm not trying to get rich anymore. I am trying to get richer, which is different than trying to get rich, okay? It's really different. If you're broke, it's different trying to get rich than trying to get richer. So I'm trying to get richer, also more powerful. Power has never been on my high list, but the power is fun, and you can make a difference. If you're on a platform, you can use that power to help people, use that power to make a difference. Like, for example, we raised enough money to build a cafeteria to feed like thousands of people in India. So I stroked a check for $100,000 down payment. All the other guys, Brandon, did you decide to go in all up front, the 10 grand up front, or are you still doing payments?
I just did five.
You did $5,000. So he went ahead and got us $5,000. A lot of people committed to $200 a week, over $10,000 a year. He said, go ahead and give us $5,000. It gives you more power to do stuff like that. So thank all you guys are board members and chose to give to that program. We're going to go to India in 2025 and see what we're doing there. Have your name on the building. We're going to do stuff in America too. This is just a desperate situation out there. Power. Okay, so understanding where I fit in the world with the breakthrough. Okay, understanding that we need to really focus on this for leaders, including Avian, Leventovich, Riddle. I've got something coming out, might get out by 5 o'clock today, but it's going to have to do with width, and it has to do with a partner office with integrity, but it has to do with getting multiple streams of income coming into your business so that your business is worth more money. So I want you to double down, Spencer, Blake, double down, Mark, Brandon, Guterman, James, width, baby. Let's go. Michael, let's go to work putting them in. Now, we travel to depth, and we work, and we put in width while we're there. I've been focusing on depth. Are you thinking? You got to put in width while you're driving depth. I've been putting in width. You want your depth to shrivel up to nothing and go away after you got it? No, you got to drive depth and put in width. Does that make sense? Like, it's just, this is not a one-time thing. Like, when I ran to Big Billy, I was like, yeah, because I'm thinking I recruited him. And I remembered I put him in depth. And then I saw Anthony, and I was like, good, Anthony's width. You with me? It's just deep and wide. Y'all tracking with me? All right, so we're 5 minutes over. Burlington, do we have a BAM fan for Burlington? Do we have another date? Yeah. What is it?
Put it up on the calendar,
September the 7th and 8th. We're going to do another one in Burlington. You ain't got to come, but I'm telling you, the fastest people I've ever raised up in this business came to this office once a month. Now, it's very inconvenient. You got to sell, you got to drive, it costs money, but I'm telling you, people, you bring them in this office, we're going to fill this office up with people too. We're going to work harder on better staff. We're going to have the music blasting. We got a showcase here to show people where this business was built. So then we've got an office in Treasure Island. We got offices all over the country. In Cincinnati, we got offices in, what's your girl? Megan just bought a nice one in Lafayette. Yeah, Lafayette. Is that where it is? Lafayette, Indiana. We're going to use that one. We're going to blow that up. We're going to put in width, baby. We're going to put a massive width and depth explosion. And here's another one. Do you know what builds unity? It's just one thing. Do you know what builds unity? You know what brings unity? Do you know what builds unity? Do you know what builds unit? Gooderman said winning. Let me tell you this. If you ask any coach that's winning, you don't build unity and win. You win and then build unity. Unity is built from winning. I looked at the leaderboard this morning, our app count, and it was through the roof. We judge it Monday through Thursday. That's the way we do it. So it ended last night at midnight. We had a killer week. This is 2 massive weeks. We had massive number of people turning in business. So the winning got me excited. A lot of people say, well, I'm losing, I got to get excited. Okay, it's hard to get excited when you're losing, but we're winning, okay? Family reunion was winning. Selling out to Breakthrough Saturday night in 3 hours was a win. We opened it back up again Wednesday and sold out again. So the way it's going to work, we're sold out, but we have people bought tickets, so you need to get people names in those tickets. So now we need to max out. Every single ticket needs to have a human being sitting in that chair. And then we'll talk about if you got one you want to sneak in. But right now I'm thinking let's get the ones we got occupied. Tracking? Yep. President's Club, what's the easiest way to get in touch with you?
You can text my phone number. You can text me at 336-343-4371. 336-343-4371. If you just send PC, P is in President, C is in Club, to that number, 336-343-4371, you'll get an auto text back with my info, and then I will call you, or Lucille will call you.
What's the best way to get in touch with you?
252-902-7331.
It's Burlington Alliance Capital Management. He can help you with big-time finances, pensions, retirement plans, annuities. Really, really one of the best. We got great people to talk to. But, guys, let me tell you something. I've never seen it this crazier. And when it's like in a basketball game, when everything you throw up is going in, and you walk in there and you ain't never scored a game, and point in the game, throw the ball towards the basket. You know what I'm saying? It's like you know when the momentum goes. You know what I mean? It's like when they win at the crap table, bet. Like when everybody's screaming, yeah, bet. If it's quiet and everybody's bored, just keep your hands in your pockets. But if everybody's winning, throw your money in. Right now, everybody's winning. So if you're not winning, you're probably not betting. So get your ads. Let's double down on an investment. I'm in Dallas all next week. Then I'm in Houston. The week after, I'm in Dallas. No, I'm in Houston, Albuquerque, New Mexico, and then Denver. This Atlanta thing's crazy. Orlando, we had 90 people with Gina Hawks yesterday. Was it yesterday we had it? 90 in Orlando. So it is happening. Throw your chips in. Love y'all. Hope this is helpful. Take care. Night-night. Bye-bye. Day-day.